So just real quick, the reason why we did this was there's really two different stories here. One is the story in your call is going to be investors, wholesalers who want to learn about probate, and I can talk about that. On this call, we have right now about 29 people who are investors, wholesalers, real estate agents who want to do business, but I believe they should also be looking to flip properties along the way. If you're a professional in this business, along the way, you should find properties that you can flip, make money on your own. So kind of share a little bit about the process of flipping. But before we go, let's talk about how you started your program. How did you get into real estate, and how did you get to where you are now with Flipping America?
Oh, okay. I'll try to make it quick. People ask me why I got into real estate investing. I tell them sheer desperation and a lack of communicable job skills.
There you go.
I spent 25 years in the ministry and traveled all over the world, had a great time, great for the ego and all that stuff. But then my wife left me. And in our circles, that sort of ended the ministry opportunities. I had to find something else to do. I had already started buying some real houses, and I'd even flipped a couple of houses just because, you know, I was tired of being poor. And I decided, well, I'll just do that full time. And that was October of 2006. Some of you know what happened right after that. But
was it your fault? Did you do it?
Well, my ex-wife would tell you it was my fault. That I'm the reason.
Well, my wife would blame me too. So that's
yeah. But anyway, we did all right. And in fact, 2008 to 2012 were our best years. Well, until recently. But anyway, I felt like I was getting pretty good at this, and just being honest, I got overconfident. Most people that know me know my story. I decided to expand my business. I expanded in two directions at one time geographically and got overcommitted. And, you know, when you're paying $100,000 a month in hard money loan interest, it doesn't take very many mistakes and delays for you to run out of money. And I ran out of money in 2014, and I didn't file bankruptcy, but I ended up $2 million. I had from going to have several million in the bank to $2 million in debt. And that debt was to some of my closest friends that had believed in me and invested with me. And it was painful. And the recovery from that isn't completely over yet. But we started in. I asked my friends to hang in with me, and we'll get this thing back together. And, you know, that started coming. I got the opportunity to be on a show, and I was on the School for Startups radio show back in late 2016. And so I talked a little bit about my experience. At that time, I had flipped right over 1,000 properties that I had bought and fixed and sold. And now next year, we're going to go over 2,000. And wow. But when it comes to wholesale stuff, well, I may end up wholesaling maybe 2,500 houses this year. So we've built back strong. We've built back a pretty good operation, and I have some team members, and we have a wholesale company now. And I had not done a whole lot of wholesaling before the collapse, but we're doing it now. And the main reason I want a wholesale company is I cherry pick the best deals and I rehab them and put them on the market. But, you know, right now they're not in Atlanta. I'm right here in the studio, right in Midtown Atlanta, just blocks away from the famous Fox Theater, like 1 block away. And I haven't done a deal in the state of Georgia in almost 2 years.
So that's another thing I want to talk about a little bit is doing business outside of your local market.
Yeah,
so
okay, go ahead.
Sure, a little bit, when you started, you must have originally started near home, I imagine.
I did, yeah.
So what was it like when you first did a deal outside? Like what was the impetus to that, and what do you have to do to make yourself comfortable, make that transition?
Well, the first deal outside of my home territory was the neighboring county. I don't even know if that really counts. But when I started in this business, I didn't have any of my own money to play with. I had backers who put money into my deals, and we did 50-50 equity splits. And one of the guys that I discovered along the way was he lived in the same county as I did, Henry County on the south side of Atlanta. And so he came and watched what I was doing, and you know, he invested some money with me. And then after a while, he said, "Hey, do you mind if I jump in here?" And you know, I didn't give you all my money. Let me put some of my money in. So he took my model, what I was doing, buying foreclosures, stuff like that. And he started not really competing with me, but kind of competing with me. So I thought, all right, well, there's nobody over in Rockdale County doing what I do. So I'll keep doing what I'm doing here, but I'll go over to Rockdale County. And my realtor asked this other guy, Jimmy, so you're going to go to Rockdale County? He said, no, I'll never set foot outside of Henry County. I'm not buying the property anywhere else. It's got to be right here close to me. And I thought, great. So I went to Rockdale County and did a flip and made $45,000 in about 3 months. The next month, Jimmy was over there with his money in Rockdale County. And so I went to the next county, and this pattern continued for a few years. I would go to a new county, and then once I proved I could make money there, he would come along with his money. And it got to be a little bit annoying after a while. But anyway, we finally, in the height of the collapse from 2010 to 2012, we were covering every county in the state of Georgia. And so when you're doing that, it's not as far to go to Greenville, South Carolina. And I made connection with a realtor there who knew rehab contractors. And so I started buying at the foreclosure auctions over there. And then, Alabama is only 50 miles away from where I sit. So we started venturing into Alabama, and Tennessee is 90 miles north. It's really not that far once you learn. And the thing to do is to have a very good realtor who's going to help, mind the process, who knows contractors in the area, and then get a good GC in that area. If you've got that, you can do it anywhere.